Good morning, everyone. Today's Saturday. I have to be at work to do dog training in about an hour and a half. But I just have this really exciting update. I quit my first job, my full-time job as a teacher. It was just too much stress. For a year, I worked 2 jobs, killing myself, feeling very fatigued, which we've talked about. And just not feeling 100% fulfilled in my taking care of my own body. And I decided to take control and quit. So I will be taking on more hours as a dog trainer, which is great, but it actually opens up my morning so I can sleep a little later, get the actual sleep that I need, have time to exercise, take time to take my medicine in the morning, actually wait 30 minutes before I can eat a real meal, and take time to do my vet tech courses. I went from an education, behavioral background. For 10 years, I've been working with individuals with disabilities, and I absolutely loved it. It was very fulfilling. I learned so much. I grew so much. I'm so thankful for the people that I met, and I am not walking away from it entirely. I will be going back to it once I finish my bachelor's and a degree. My plan is to eventually do behavioral psychology, and I'm actually thinking about doing a discipline in nutrition as well, because I love nutrition. I'm so into it, because there's actually a need for, especially in the autism world, there's a need for feeding therapy and nutrition therapy. So I think it would be a really good foundation to have behavior and nutrition and feeding in one, because they're all really interconnected. There's a lot of studies that show that diet does affect, just woke up, children with autism. Not that it cures or anything like that. There's no cure for autism. Autism, in my opinion, doesn't need a cure. It's the way someone is, and they're beautiful and wonderful the way they are. And I've learned so much from people with autism about self-regulation in terms of my own body, and all these other things that I've learned, and just self-acceptance and just accepting my own individuality. But it does help with their bodies in terms of comfort. Eating is a very intimate thing, and so when you're trying to teach a child how to eat and they don't feel comfortable eating a certain texture, but you still need to get that nutrition, and it's really important. So that is my future goal, but right now I need to take it down a notch, and I'm going to focus on my other love, which are animals. So I'm going to be doing these vet tech courses, which I signed up for like months ago and just didn't have time to do them. So I will be doing them now. I've been paying for them, so I get to do them and focus on them and work on the other behavioral love of my life, which is dog training. And so I'm very ambitious. I am a very ambitious person, even though I just quit my job and I need more sleep. And I have all these hormonal things going on, and I'm constantly yawning and tired. As you can see, I should just change my channel to confessions of a tired human. But I am going to be doing this for a while. I don't know how long, but I'm going to be doing this, and I'm okay. And as long as I can still supplement my income, I'm going to be okay. And my husband was totally on board with it. He actually said it's about time. I was actually, I said, I was excommunicated yesterday from my other job. I gave them my 2 weeks notice, and they told me, today's your last day. It was kind of this bitter, and I didn't get to say goodbye the way I wanted to the parents of my children. And I loved my children. They were awesome. The parents were amazing, and they're all doing a great job. It's so hard. I'm not a parent. I'm a stepmom, but I'm not a parent, And it is so hard for people who have children with autism, because they get the biggest thing. Well, there's two ones. One is, I just want my child to communicate with me. The other one, and I want to know, I want to know what they need. It's sometimes they just don't know what their child needs in that moment. It's really hard for them. And the other thing was that they felt judged, especially when they wanted to bring their child to a museum or a family event. The most judgment they got was from their own family members. And, oh, well, my child's the same age as yours, and they're already talking, or they're already potty trained. And let me tell you, you guys are doing a great job. You were chosen to be that child's parent for a reason, and you've got this, and you're doing a great job. You're doing your best, and your child is so lucky to have you. So for people who have children with disabilities, you're doing a great job. Don't let the judgment of other parents get to you. I was telling one parent the other day, yeah, your child had a meltdown because they didn't want to share with 5 other children that were on top of them trying to get the same toy. And you saw the looks from the other parents. But what you didn't see was when it was time for their child to leave, the meltdown that they had. Every child has a meltdown, no matter if they have a disability or not. Every child has a meltdown. Every parent has dealt with it. The public meltdown. It's okay. It's okay. So just please, when you see a child having a meltdown, please be kind to that parent, because they're dealing with all the things you're dealing with, plus this child having a meltdown, plus, the fear of the judgment, and am I doing the right thing? Am I being nurturing to my child in that moment? Am I spoiling my child in that moment? There's like this very fine balance. And as a teacher, it was hard for me sometimes, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to give in, because I don't want this to create a new behavior where, oh, if I keep doing this, I'll always get my way. But at the same time, I needed to meet that child's need in that moment. That meltdown meant that that child wasn't ready developmentally for what they were dealing with, for whatever pressure was being put on them in that moment. They didn't know, they didn't have the coping skills yet. And even adults, I work also in the retail field, as a dog trainer. There are people that when their needs are not met, they don't have the coping skills, and they become belligerent or rude or, impatient, especially in a society like today, where you can just go and Yelp online and, hit an unlike button or unfollow button when you don't like something. And so please be kind to these people, to these parents. They're doing the best they can. And they're putting way more judgment and way more pressure on themselves than you are every moment of their lives. Okay. So with that said, I am taking some pressure off myself, but also putting new pressure because I have quit my job. I know my family is probably, some of them are shaking their heads like, oh my God, you've been doing this for 10 years. Some people told me this was never a field to make money, and look, see, I told you so. And I'm so happy for the years I had doing it, and I will be doing it again when my body is ready and when I know that I am ready. But I do want to get a degree before going back into it. My husband just texted me, love you, have a great day. And it's so nice to hear that. It's so good. I was terrified. I thought he was going to be so mad that I quit the job. Not because the way he's a very easygoing guy. But it's like, okay, well, we got to pay the rent. We got to pay these bills. We have debts. We're behind on rent. We're behind on things. And I'm being totally 100% transparent when I say we're behind on our rent, because I kept burning out. And I'm tired of burning out. I want to be accountable. I want to be reliable. I want to be a hard worker. And I've always been a hard worker, but I'm tired of burning out. And so now the new job, I get to start at 3 o'clock, So I have all this time. I can go to my doctor's appointments without having to call out of work. I can do my meal planning effectively instead of having to do everything on a Sunday. I'm still working 6 days a week at this new job. And not this new job, but we're getting more hours at the dog training job. But it's not all in one day where I'm fatigued. I'm able to take care of myself beforehand. So I'm saying all this. Let's see how it goes. I didn't even start yet. This is Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be my first real day off. Yeah, it's a new journey for me. So please wish me luck. Please subscribe. I know my videos are kind of wacky. They're not that flashy or sharp. But this is me just being very raw and vulnerable. And I know there must be people like me out there. I can't be the only one who feels like a slacker, who feels like maybe a little bit of a failure, but also really excited and determined, and excited about taking care of myself. But without it being, without me being, I keep saying the word is delinquent. I don't know why, but in terms of like all the other responsibilities that I have as a wife, as an adult, as a woman, and women take on all these different hats, and that's a totally other, it's another video. But please, thank you for watching, and thank you for accepting me and this, imperfect video and this imperfect woman and self. An adult. Thank you. God bless, and be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Take care.